What is up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video, and this is the one you've all been waiting for. For the past 6 months, ever since I test rode the ADX TG in Greece, a lot of you in the comments kept on asking what is the difference and which one is best between the ADX TG and the ZONTES 368G. And to my surprise, a lot of you still think these two are comparable and they're kind of the same thing, and you're torn between which one or the other one. So in this video, I want to explain all the differences between these two machines because honestly, in my opinion, these two are not competitors. Although they are both adventure scooters, they are made for two distinct, different customers, different riders that have different needs. You should be able to know on your own which one is best for you, and the things that the ZONTES does, the SYM can't do, and the things the SYM can do, the ZONTES can't do. And that's why I want to talk about it, because a lot of you seem to not understand the differences. So in this video, I'm going to explain everything, and we're going to go through all the details of both of them, and hopefully by the end of this video, you will understand which one is best for you. So, first of all, starting off with the size of the machines. In terms of weight, on specs, the ZONTES is the lighter one, the SYM is the heavier one. But in reality, the way the SYM carries its weight right here in the middle of the frame, in the middle of the chassis, it feels a lot more nimble and a lot more maneuverable. With the ZONTES, all the weight, yes indeed, it is down below because you have your fuel tank here and your engine and transmission way down here hung on the rear wheel. It might be just a little bit lighter, but standing on it, it feels a lot heavier when you're doing slow stuff, slow speed maneuvers. Also, the girth of the machines. I think you can see this on camera. The ZONTES is noticeably bigger, larger, wider. It's just more girthier than the SYM. The SYM looks more and feels more like a compact, agile little machine. Now, for the ZONTES, that can be both a positive and a negative, because where this girth helps, where this big fairing up front helps, is on a long distance road trip. On the highway, this thing has way better wind protection than the SYM does. And so on a highway, on a long distance trip, you have a couple of 100 kilometers to do on the highway, on the open road. The ZONTES will be more comfortable than the SYM, but that's strictly speaking on pavement. Now, if you're looking only for equipment, for technology, for stuff like that, the ZONTES is almost €1,000 cheaper than the SYM is. And even though it is €1,000 cheaper, you do get a lot more for your money in terms of technology. You get a big 7-inch color TFT dash. You get crash bars included, which are frame mounted, so you can actually drop this thing on its crash bars. You actually get sliders on the side. You get auxiliary lights. You get heated grips as standard. You get the under-seat storage is almost double the size of the SYM. You get riding modes in terms of a sport and economy mode for the engine. There's a lot of extra kit that comes on the ZONTES that makes it way more tech-friendly, tech-savvy for the tech-oriented rider. You do have connectivity with your phone. You do get cameras included as standard, front and rear dash cams. A lot of tech. With the SYM, you get none of that. We don't have heated grips. We don't have a color TFT dash. We do have ABS and traction control like on the ZONTES, and also on both of them the ABS is switchable for the rear. But the difference is the SYM uses the Bosch off-road ABS system. So when you put it in off-road mode, the rear ABS is completely turned off and the front ABS is dumbed down a little bit more off-road oriented. But otherwise, you get a smaller under-seat storage space. You also get a smaller fuel tank on the SYM, 13 liters on the SYM, 17.5 liters on the ZONTES. Also, the ZONTES, even though it's cheaper, has a bit more power. Even though the engine is a little bit smaller, it has a little bit more power. This thing has 35 horsepower, this thing has 39 horsepower. So in terms of speed and acceleration, the ZONTES should be a little bit better. So as you can see, it's not looking all that good for the SYM. It's more expensive, it has less standard equipment than the ZONTES does. It's actually a little bit smaller, so wind protection isn't all that great. You might think it is a bit of a dud. Well, I keep saying this thing is unique in the market, and it's not necessarily for everyone because it is so specialized. For most people, if you think the SYM is down on specs, then I don't think the SYM is for you. For 90% of people, the ZONTES will be just fine. It's a great scooter. It has all the tech you can want. It has decent off-road capability. It'll do just about what you want, what every regular rider wants. You do your long distance road trip, you have a bit of a gravel road, this thing will handle it perfectly. But in case you want something a little bit more extreme in terms of off-road riding, let's say you like to do your off-road riding on trails or tight small trails with very, very bad roads, this is where the SYM comes in. And all of its compromises are here to facilitate its off-road ability. So now let's talk about the pretty big elephant in the room and the main difference between these two, and why the SYM has so many compromises. If you look at the ZONTES, it is just a regular scooter, and believe me, riding it, it feels almost 90% like my 350e. It's big, it's girthy, it moves around once you get it up to speed, it can be nimble, but you never get away from the weight. Plus, when you hit bumps, even though they both have upside down suspension, and even the ZONTES has a 17-inch front wheel, when you come to the back, the ZONTES has the engine and transmission hung on the rear wheel, just like a regular scooter. That's why you have so much storage space, such a big fuel tank. But you do feel the weight on that rear wheel. On the other hand, the SYM has all of its weight and transmission and engine and fuel tank and battery right here in the middle. So the entire weight is right here between your legs, and even though it's got only a 14-inch wheel on the back, the rear wheel has a ProLink style suspension with an independent swing arm. There is no crap on the wheel, there is no extra weight on the wheel. The unsprung mass on the rear wheel is much less than it is on the ZONTES. That means the suspension on the ADX TG, once you get it up to speed, once you get it on some rough ground, it can really handle a proper beating. And trust me, when you ride this thing hard, it doesn't feel like a scooter. It feels like an adventure motorcycle with a CVT transmission. You can throw it from left to right. You can slide it around on gravel. You don't have to be all that experienced in terms of an off-road rider to get the most out of this thing. It is extremely capable off-road in a way the ZONTES can never be, because the rear suspension, although it's nice with its gas shocks on the back, it has all that weight of the engine and then transmission that is unsprung. Every time you go on a properly rutted road and you hit a bump, you hit a rock, you can feel that rear wheel impacting the ground. Because of all that weight, it cannot easily go up into the suspension travel. Not present here on the SYM. Downside is, for this you have to have a chain. The SYM does have a regular transmission with a CVT belt and everything, but it's all contained in the middle, so you have to get power somehow from the transmission to the rear wheel. You have to have either a chain or a belt. They went for a chain because a belt in off-road is never used, because one small rock getting inside the belt will shred it to pieces. Every off-road bike uses a chain, so they decided to use a chain on the ADX TG. And that is the main difference I think a lot of people don't understand about these things. Riding them, they feel completely different. Getting on the ZONTES, it's big, it's girthy. Let's get it off the center stand. Sitting here, it is a little bit tall. This is the high seat version. Let's put the parking brake on. It is nice, like I've said, in terms of tech. You have USB chargers all over the place. You have 6 total USB outlets on this thing. 2 in the glove box, 2 up front, and 2 under the seat. The adjustable windshield, like on the SYM, is not electric. You have to manually do stuff to it. Oh, it's open already. So you have to manually do stuff to it. And it is a little bit hard to operate, but you can get it done. It's no biggie. And lock it in place. But as soon as you get on it, even though it has, like I've said, even though it has its adjustable suspension, you can feel once you start riding that the suspension is not up to the quality of the SYM. And that's not down to the suspension itself, it's the weight distribution. It's big, it's girthy, it's wide. As you look from the rider's position, everything is big, it's bulky, it's wide. It's good for touring. It's good for a long distance trip, I'll give it that. But if you want something to do some proper off-roading, then yeah, once you get on the SYM, let's put this thing back on its center stand. Once you get on the SYM, you might have a bit of difficulty because, again, the middle tunnel is very, very high. So it's a bit of a stretch. First of all, I can reach the ground a little bit better than I can on the ZONTES. And instantly, when you look down, it's a lot slimmer, it's a lot tighter, more compact. The little dash up here, the little windscreen that's a little bit narrower, a little bit easier to get the adjustment done, but it just feels tighter. And as soon as you get on it, even though it is heavier to get off the stand, you can play with it. It's much more, I don't know, welcoming and unintimidating in terms of its size, in terms of its weight. And you can very easily hold the weight between your legs because it's right here. It isn't down, it isn't in the back, it is right here, right between your legs. And it's a completely different feeling than the one you get on the ZONTES. And getting it up on the center stand, there it is. So which one is better? That is the main question that you guys want an answer to. Well, they're both great. That's the catch. They are both very, very good scooters. They are very great scooters, some of the best currently out on the market in the 400cc class. Which one is better? Honestly, that's for you to decide. Whichever one of these two you choose to buy, you're getting an awesome machine. Just know this, if you plan on riding long distance on highways mostly, doing touring, doing trips, and the occasional off-road here and there, gravel road, dirt road, the ZONTES is the better option. It is more comfortable on the open road, you have more storage space, you have better wind protection, you have more tech, it is better. But if you plan on doing decent sized trips where you plan on going on very rough roads, going properly off-road in the mountains, trying to push it to the limit, going to places where scooters, you wouldn't think of taking a scooter on certain paths and certain roads. If you plan to do that, the ADX TG is the one to get. Yes, you're gonna have to live with the compromise of a smaller underseat storage, smaller fuel tank, less wind protection, less technology in terms of Bluetooth dash and everything. You don't have heated grips. A lot of compromises. You have to do your chain maintenance every couple of 100 kilometers. But if you want the best in terms of off-road ability in the scooter world at the moment, and if you don't want to go for the Honda XADV 750, because that's another scooter that has an in-frame engine and transmission, then the ADX TG currently is the only thing on the market that comes with this package. The rear suspension is really the star of the show of the ADX TG. The front suspension is good, but so it is on the ZONTES. But once you get to the rear suspension, once you ride it off-road, once you push it off-road, like I did in Greece, you understand the thing about unsprung weight and weight distribution. In off-road, it's not necessarily mandatory to have your weight as down low as possible. You need to have the weight of the machine in a controllable position. And with this thing, once you get up on it and ride it standing, because you can ride it standing, you can actually grip with your knees the bottom of the seat and you can maneuver it and get a very nice standing riding position. While as the ZONTES, Yes, you do have foot pegs. This is a very great feature of this thing. You have rider foot pegs. So when you get up on it, you don't need to be on the floorboards. You can actually get yourself on the foot pegs. The problem is it's so wide here and the entire weight is down below. It's very hard to handle. You don't feel like you're controlling the weight just as well as you are on the ADX TG because the weight is down low. On an off-road motorcycle, you need the weight between your knees so you can move it left to right. With this thing, all the weight is down below, so even though you're riding standing, you don't have all that much control over the weight of the machine on rough ground. And that's the difference between these two. On the road, this thing feels more nimble. This thing feels more planted. Off-road, this thing feels heavy. This is like a ballerina off-road. That means the ADX TG is the better one, right? No, because I don't know if it's the better one for you. Do you plan on doing serious off-roading? If the answer is no, get this. No chain maintenance, bigger undersea storage, bigger tech. But if you really want to push it to the limits, then you have to get this, but you're gonna have to live with the compromises. Unfortunately, there's no way to have the best of both worlds. So you're gonna have to choose for yourself what kind of rider are you and what kind of riding you're gonna do. These two are both great scooters and I think they complement each other in the market perfectly. You have your occasional off-road rider here and your hardcore off-road rider here. A scooter for everyone. You just have to choose for yourself what kind of rider you are and which one is best for you. Hopefully this answers a lot of your questions, and if you still have any more questions, then put them down in the comments below and I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. I still haven't gotten a proper road trip on the ZONTES 360 AG. If I do before I leave for the scooter Cannonball in June, I'll post it. If not, we'll see after I come back from the Cannonball. Oh yeah, and in case you don't know, in about a month's time, I'll be in the United States with my Symphony ST200 doing the scooter Cannonball. A link to the playlist for all of the prep work and where all the videos are gonna be is gonna be linked down in the description below. And that's it about these two. Thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully this has been very informative and has answered a lot of questions. Until next time, take care out there everyone and ride safe. Bye!